I am HBK. Today we will discuss Kazakhstan violence, riots and talk about Csto members countries and current situation of Kazakhstan in details. Don't skip the video, watch till the end. Let's find out the truth. According to the local media, a driver for the Almaty TV channel has been killed when crew member came under fire near former residence of Kazakh president. A journalist for the TV channel was also injured. In the protest, dozens dead, more than 2,000 people injured following the violent clashes between protesters and security forces in Kazakhstan. At least 18 government officials killed. The government of Armenia allowed the use of units of country's armed forces on the territory of Kazakhstan as part of the Csto peacekeeping operations. According to the sources, terrorists from the Middle East and Afghanistan are operating in Kazakhstan. In the north of Kazakhstan, some sources claim that Russian-speaking residents in the north of the country are creating self-defense forces. The Russia could send PMX to protect infrastructures managed by Moscow. Kazakhstan law enforcement agencies regaining control over all important administrative buildings in central Almaty. Kazakh security forces arresting protesters with weapons in their cars. Huge columns of military are gathering in Kazakhstan. Armored vehicles, including armored cars and other military vehicles, are in Almaty and have surrounded the square, forcing civilians to retreat. Now, United States wants world watching if Russian troops violate rights in Kazakhstan. Belarus contingent set up columns of vehicles transporting Csto peacekeepers to Kazakhstan via airlifts. Kyrgyzstan also announced it is willing to provide support in the Csto framework. Turkey President Erdogan speaks with Kazakhstan President and expressed support to his regime. Meanwhile, United States says Antony Blinken spoke with his Kazakh counterpart, reiterated US full support for Kazakhstan constitutional institutions and media freedom, and advocated for a peaceful, rights-respecting resolution to crisis. The Collective Security Treaty Organization Csto says the peacekeeping forces in Kazakhstan will include around 2,500 people. The forces will stay in the country for several days or weeks and have the right to use weapons in the case are attacked by the armed gangs. A France-based leader says the regime that has ruled Kazakhstan since fall of the Soviet Union is nearing its end. In a popular revolution where people have for the first time unified to express their anger, Russian armored trucks are heading to quell deadly unrest that has rocked Kazakhstan's country. Protests began in the ex-Soviet country over rising fuel prices but turned into huge anti-government protests. It's the worst street unrest in decades. In Kazakhstan, oil accounts for 21% of its GDP and population is 19 million. On Jan 6, Kazakh's government set up fuel price limits on LPG for 6 months to stabilize the socio-economic situation in the country. Kazakhstan says 26 armored criminals killed in unrest. Kazakh's president says constitutional order mainly restored. The administration of Nur Sultan is guarded by security forces. Checkpoints are set up along the perimeter. According to the sources, more than 70 militants who attacked government buildings and more than 30 looters were detained in Almaty. Now the Taliban expressed concern over unrest in Kazakhstan, calls for solving the problems peacefully through dialogue. Now you can feel the pain of Taliban over Kazakhstan crisis. We should appreciate the Taliban. The city is cleared of rioters. The streets are controlled by security forces. Burned cars and damages can be seen in this video. Kazakh president says counter-terrorist operations in Kazakhstan will continue until the complete destruction of the militants. Rail transport is fully restored in Kazakhstan. The movement of passenger and freight trains are fully restored. Rioters in Almaty tried to seize the Kenby Border Guard Academy. The attempt was made last night. It was successfully repelled. Internet access in Kazakhstan is restored. Kazakh Telecom has turned on the internet in at least some regions, including the capital. Law and order have been restored in all regions of the country. The situation is stabilized. The airport of Almaty is cordoned off by the military around the military equipment armored carriers. The parliament of Kyrgyzstan allowed to send military as part of the Csto peacekeepers to Kazakhstan. At noon in Taliban, armed gangs stormed the pre-trial detention center. The attack was repelled. The Csto peacekeepers, together with Kazakhstani law enforcement officers, took full control of the Almaty airport. According to the report, amount of the damage after the riots in Kazakhstan is about $100 million. There is also some report that an active firefight is going on in the center of Almaty. However, everything is restored according to the Kazakh president. A photo of vandalism in the park of Almaty. The rioters tried to knock down the bronze letters at the entrance gate. The police department of Almaty says the police will resume full-fledged work in Almaty, including a patrol and checkpoint service, which will go out to calls and patrol the streets of the city. Internet service is coming and going in Kazakhstan. The deputy head of the presidential administration, Doran Evaf, says at least one case is known when a young cadet was beheaded. At the moment, it is known about 18 dead police officers and snipers with special rifles acted from the side of the terrorists in Almaty. There are huge crowds at the ATMs, but there is no money in them. A red level of terrorist threat has been introduced throughout Kazakhstan. On the territory of Republic, there are 70 round-the-clock checkpoints of the Ministry of Internal Affairs. Residents of the Kazakhstan are asked to save videos and photos of the violence and riots. In Kazakhstan, the collection and recording of traces of a crime is being carried out. Belarusian troops have arrived in Kazakhstan. The Secretary General of the organization says the duration of presence of Csto peacekeepers in Kazakhstan will depend on the situation and the decision of the Kazakh government. We expect that the forces of the organizations in Kazakhstan will not last long, a few days or weeks. Kazakhstan has closed 5 of the 7 checkpoints on the border with Kyrgyzstan, and the Kuwaiti government calls on citizens to leave Kazakhstan immediately. Now Kazakhstan president says he has authorized forces to fire on terrorists without warning. He says 20,000 bandits attacked Almaty and decided to restore internet in some regions. No negotiations will destroy armed gangs. Terrorists are still damaging properties using weapons. An anti-terrorist operation begins in the city. Don't leave your home. In Talibans, Kazakhstani security officials over loudspeakers announced the start of an operation to clean the city from the terrorists. For more updates, subscribe our channel International Leaks. Thanks for watching.